I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
Top 10 most embarrassing Taylor Swift moments. Taylor Swift is an iconic American country and pop star. She initially rose to fame in the 2000s, but has remained in the spotlight for years, enjoying a great career. However, not everything has always been so popstar-perfect, because today we are going over Taylor Swift's most embarrassing moments. Offending the LGBTQ community by making insensitive lyrics. It's difficult to judge art and literature made in the past, and it's near impossible for things made in the past to be held to standards we deem socially acceptable in the present. So it's no wonder a lot of lyrics made by pop stars years ago do not seem so graceful anymore. Taylor Swift, who started her career in the 2000s, is another victim of time. In her song, Picture to Burn, Swift is angry at a lover talking behind her back and spreading false rumors about her. In response, Swift pens the line, "That's fine, I'll tell mine that you're gay." This line, which seemed normal in the 2000s, where gay was considered a derogatory term, does not seem so biting and interesting today. This line drew the ire of many LGBTQ community members who were outraged at Taylor and her good girl image in comparison to lyrics that made them feel marginalized in the past. Taylor didn't have many slip-ups like this, but it did happen. The only reason this entry is so far down the list is the fact that Taylor Swift has apologized for these lyrics many times. And the current Taylor Swift is someone who is very supportive of LGBTQ culture and people. Falling down a flight of stairs. Everyone has bad days, unlucky circumstances, and common mistakes. Sometimes you just can't catch a break. So it was almost relieving to some people when Taylor Swift proved that she, along with other celebrities, are a part of the special club of falling on live television. It was New Year's Day, an important date for any celebrity. A lot of celebrities make an effort to get into the spotlight or otherwise have obligations on New Year's. It's a big commitment, and making everything perfect, from hair to makeup to designer clothing, isn't done in the snap of a finger. However, these things were made irrelevant when Taylor Swift made a misstep after her performance in the packed New York Times Square when she made a mistake in stepping off the stage. She missed a step and plummeted a couple of feet onto the metal below. The initial outburst from the public was one of concern, as she could have broken a bone or have been injured. The next reaction was mostly laughter, and unfortunately for Taylor Swift, the video of the incident was circling the internet minutes later. Oh well, we all trip sometimes. The dress, underwear shown, incident. Female performers often have to juggle their sexual appeal with fans with their privacy and intimacy. These two things are opposed, and it can be difficult to be a female pop artist in the public eye when your image is one that is desired. Having eyes on you all the time can be a blessing and a curse for most musicians, and especially in today's era of instant recording and mobile phones, any moment can be captured live, no matter how embarrassing. Taylor Swift learning this fact well in 2011 when she was performing for a packed stadium. Her team had installed wind machines to ruffle her hair in a couple of songs, but unbeknownst to Taylor Swift, they were on during a song that they were not supposed to be active on. When Swift walked over them, the air caused her dress to fly up, revealing her underwear, which were commonly referred to as granny panties. This was a very embarrassing moment for Swift, whose face grew red as she put down her dress. Luckily, she recovered well and never lost her composure during her song and continued singing. When she thought she had won the Album of the Year. The Grammys are a super exciting time, especially if you're an artist who is aspiring to win an award and cement their legacy forever. Grammy is a huge academy, and it's not only hard to get the traction to be able to be nominated for a Grammy, but even harder to be chosen by the very selective groups that choose who the precious awards will go to. The Grammys are a very nerve-wracking time for artists, and Taylor Swift was no different on the night in 2014 that she believed that she may win her first Grammy as an extremely young artist, which would be a huge accomplishment at her age, as the winner of the award was being announced. Unfortunately for Taylor Swift, the camera being broadcasted was put on her face for a moment as she was one of the runners-up for the award. It turns out that she did not win the 2014 Grammy, and the surprise of the fact of the matter is clearly splayed on her face.
Random access memories,
when she posed next to a man wearing a swastika t-shirt. This one is a little hard to decipher, and Taylor Swift's actions exist in a kind of gray area, since there's a whole manner of excuses the singer could give for this photo existing. In the photo that went viral and circulated around the internet, Taylor Swift wearing a messy and painted white dress stands next to a man wearing a plain white t-shirt. However, that isn't the problem with this man's attire, because right smack dab in the center of his perfectly white shirt is a large, painted, red swastika. This symbol has all manner of racist and historical connotations, be it from its first negative use in the Third Reich in Germany or its prominent use among white supremacists in America. It is definitely not a socially acceptable thing to wear to a party. We all shouldn't go too hard on Taylor, because after all, she was only 19 in this picture, and looking a little tipsy, most likely didn't make the best decisions that night as an up-and-coming pop superstar. This is something that may come back to haunt Taylor Swift in the future, but for now, it is forgotten and albeit a disturbing image. Her love life and the public's obsession with it. Taylor Swift has had an extremely detailed and public love life, one that seems to be trying to rectify now. It started in 2008 when she dated famous Jonas brother Joe Jonas. This affair didn't last long, however, because apparently Joe Jonas broke up with her in a 27-second phone call after he met another famous girl named Camille Bell. Joe Jonas inspired a lot of songs, but he was a smaller footnote in Taylor Swift's timeline, and the first of many breakups. Taylor Swift dated Taylor Lautner, the star of the Twilight film series and famous werewolf. This relationship couldn't last long, and there could only be room for one Taylor in that relationship. She later dated Jake Gyllenhaal, and although this relationship didn't last very long, it's very possible that Jake Gyllenhaal has inspired the most songs written by Taylor Swift. Although it does seem that Jake is a great guy, so this breakup couldn't have been that bad. She's also dated John Mayer, who was over a decade older than her. John Mayer was the most bitter of all the guys to find out he had a song written about him. Luckily, John could retaliate and write a couple of songs of his own. All in all, Taylor Swift's vast assortment of boyfriends have led to an entertaining journey through the tabloids. Her terrible dancing. Taylor Swift has been known for many things throughout the years, but dancing is definitely not one of them. Even though she has had a very long, illustrious career in the music industry, she hasn't refined one of the main things in a pop star's inventory. Almost every radio-friendly pop star usually focuses on the dancing in their videos. For Nicki Minaj, it was Anaconda. For Iggy Azalea, it was I'm So Fancy. But for Taylor Swift, no main video shows off the female pop star's dance moves. This isn't a terrible thing, as not everyone is made to dance, and it shouldn't be a requirement for female pop stars to dance. They should be in control of their own musical endeavors. However, Taylor does get a lot of flack because when she does dance, it's quite embarrassing. To put it bluntly, Taylor Swift is a very awkward dancer, and this can be seen in many of her music videos. Oh well, hopefully her multi-million-dollar net worth can pay for it. Her Twitter feud with Nicki Minaj. Taylor Swift's nomination for the VMA Music Video of the Year wasn't anything to scoff at, and it was a great accomplishment for her. Not everyone was happy for her, however, as Nicki Minaj commented in a Twitter post, essentially calling Taylor the other girl. Things escalated very quickly, and the two were firing back at each other over Twitter for about 48 hours. Nicki argued that Swift took the spotlight from fatter artists and that her video highlighted skinny girls. It wasn't long until other artists jumped into the fray, namely Ed Sheeran, who was overheard calling Nicki Minaj's argument redundant. Newspapers and opinion pieces flooded in, and pretty soon everyone had an opinion on the situation. Whether she should have, or not in some fans' eyes, Taylor Swift apologized for the incident and the matter was resolved. Cornrows. When you're a kid, you will try just about anything. When you are trying to find your style, anything really goes. Kids will get mohawks, dreads, crazy rings, and will do anything to stand out. Taylor Swift was no different. When she was 12 years old, she decided that her trademark look would be cornrows. Yep, that's right, Taylor Swift once had cornrows. When the picture of Taylor Swift in grade 5, cornrows and all, came out, the internet banded together and mocked the pop star. To be fair, the negging was mostly in good fun. I'ma let you finish. This incident is one, unfortunately, that Taylor Swift may always be remembered by. When she went up for an award at the MTV Music Awards, back when she was still a country artist, she was young, excitable, and nervous. What certainly didn't help her nerves was Kanye West, who appeared out of nowhere and stormed on stage proclaiming, "Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'ma let you finish." But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time, one of the best videos of all time. This incident will go down in history as one of the most infamous and entertaining moments in MTV history, and probably Taylor Swift's history as well.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Well, that concludes our video on the 10 most embarrassing Taylor Swift moments. Let us know which one of these you found the most awesome. And if you liked the video, then click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you'll be the first to know when we release a new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.